The same Spirit that lived in Jesus lives in us as believers. And Jesus said that we would do the things that he did and even greater things. Well, how is that possible? It all stems from a personal relationship with him. I can't expect to operate in the prophetic if I'm not spending time with him. The time that I spend personally with Jesus carries over into at church and just in my work life and any other avenue. Just operating in the giftings that God has given me in the Holy Spirit. In 1 Corinthians 14:3, but one who prophesies strengthens others, encourages them, and comforts them. There was a spiritual leader in the church, a good friend of mine. Last year, he prophesied over me that the Lord was going to use praise and worship to set me free. And I mentioned that because he was absolutely right. The devil had been holding me in fear and bondage for years. And the Lord was calling me out into something that wasn't comfortable at the time, but now I actually just really relish in it. The Lord has used that to bring me into an even deeper revelation of who he is as my Father. Operating in the prophetic, ultimately, it stems from connection with the Holy Spirit and just surrendering to him. Because I'm telling you, a lot of times, you have to have the faith of a child. One very cool experience about South Africa that I really enjoyed, the Lord really spoke to me, went to this clinic or primary school with a bunch of young kids suffering with AIDS. As I reached out to hug them, they came in a drove and they were moving me. That's how many kids there were just surrounding me in the bear hug. That's what Jesus is talking about when he talks about becoming like a child. Because you won't see the kingdom of heaven unless you have the faith of a child. And in our intimacy with the Lord, in our relationship with him, that's how we are to come to Jesus, is the faith and the purity of a child. And out of that stems all these things.